e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, b4, c takes b4, d4, d5, e takes d5, queen takes d5, c4, b takes c3, knight takes c3, queen a5, rook b1, queen takes c3 check, bishop d2, queen a3, d5, knight b8, queen c2, bishop d7, bishop b5, knight a6, bishop takes d7 check, king takes d7, rook takes b7 check, king d8, queen c6, queen d6, bishop a5 check, knight c7, bishop takes c7 check, king c8, bishop takes d6 check, king d8, queen d7 checkmate, e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, b4, knight takes b4, c3, knight c6, d4, c takes d4, c takes d4, e6, bishop d3, bishop b4 check, bishop d2, bishop takes d2 check, knight b takes d2, knight g e7, e5, short castle, bishop takes h7 check, king takes h7, knight g5 check, king g8, queen h5, rook e8, queen takes f7 check, king h8, knight d e4, queen a5 check, king f1, queen a6 check, king g1, queen e2, knight f6, g takes f6, queen h7 checkmate, e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, b4, knight takes b4, c3, knight c6, d4, c takes d4, c takes d4, e6, bishop d3, bishop b4 check, bishop d2, bishop takes d2 check, knight b takes d2, knight g e7, e5, short castle, bishop takes h7 check, king takes h7, knight g5 check, king g8, queen h5, rook e8, queen takes f7 check, king h8, knight d e4, a6, queen h5 check, king g8, knight f6 check, g takes f6, queen f7 check, king h8, queen h7 check, e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, b4, c takes b4, d4, d5, e takes d5, queen takes d5, c4, b takes c3, knight takes c3, queen a5, rook b1, bishop f5, rook takes b7, queen takes c3 check, bishop d2, queen c2, queen takes c2, bishop takes d5, bishop e4, bishop takes c6, knight e5, bishop takes b7, bishop b5 check, king d8, bishop a5 check, king c8, short castle, king b8, rook c1, knight f6, bishop c7 check, king c8, bishop e6 check, bishop c6, rook takes c6 check, king d8, bishop c7 check, king e8, rook takes f6 check, e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, b4, knight takes b4, c3, knight c6, d4, c takes d4, c takes d4, queen a5 check, bishop d2, queen b6, knight c3, knight takes d4, knight d5, knight takes f3 check, queen takes f3, queen d8, rook c1, e6, knight c7 check, king e7, bishop b4 check, d6, e5, king d7, bishop b5 check, king e7, bishop takes d6 check, queen takes d6, e takes d6 check, king takes d6, queen a3 check, king e5, f4 check, king takes f4, short castle check, king g5, queen e3 check, king g6, queen g3 check, king h6, queen h4 check, king g6, rook c4, f5, bishop e8 check, e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, b4, c takes b4, d4, e6, d5, e takes d5, e takes d5, knight c e7, d6, knight c6, queen e2 check, knight g e7, bishop b2, queen b6, d takes e7, bishop takes e7, knight b d2, short castle, knight c4, queen c5, long castle, bishop f6, bishop takes f6, g takes f6, knight e3, queen c3, queen b1, a5, queen c4, knight e5, knight takes e5, f takes e5, queen takes c3, b takes c3, bishop c4, b5, bishop b5, rook a6, knight f5, rook e8, f4, d6, g4, bishop takes f5, g takes f5, e takes f4, rook hg1 check, king f8, f6, rook e5, rook g7, rook f5, rook takes f7 check, king e8, rook e7 check, king e8, rook e1, rook takes f6, rook e8 check, king c7, rook 1 e7 check, king b6, rook c8, rook a7, rook c6.